I think I just had my most intense duel in Master Duel to date. It was in Attribute 4. We are using MARINCESS. So just a quick peek at the deck list here. Pretty much full strength Blue Tang is at 1, but you're going to want to stay tuned for this match. It's absolutely insane. You're not going to believe it. But you can see here that, you know, the deck has been going on quite a tear no matter what the opponent, Diamond 1, Platinum, whatever. It's just been killing it. But let's go ahead and take a look at this match. It's absolutely crazy. Alright, so like I said, this match is probably the most insane duel I've ever played in Master Duel. At least it feels that way. So starting off, we're going first. Our hand is pretty terrible for MARINCESS. Upon summon of the Basilima, the opponent obviously knows we're going to start link climbing, so they activate Maxi preemptively. At least we cross out it, but all we can do with this hand is try to maybe finagle our way into a link 3 so that our MARINCESS wave can be alive from hand, and then hope to play next turn with the going Maxi on the opponent's turn and it not being negated by a called by or a cross out of their own. So first thing I noticed too was the opponent was on a 48 card stack, so an over 50 card deck when you combine their hand. But the play here is basically Sea Angel to grab Dive, because Dive can bring back the Basilima, and then from here I can go into Coral and Amon. I don't know if I'm saying these names right, I'm just going off whatever. Coral, bring back the Basilima, and then now I can go into Blue Slug because I couldn't go into Blue Slug before, because when I summon Sea Angel the arrow points to the left, not down, so I can't extend from there. So this play gets me back the Basilima in hand, so I can maybe play next turn a little bit, and then I can go into Marbled Rock, which is basically my only play, hoping that it can survive. So the way that this setup is, hopefully I can draw off Maxi, but the goal will be that I could always discard this to the graveyard to keep my Marbled Rock alive with this second effect. Send one MARINCESS card from my hand to the graveyard. Can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. It can't be destroyed by battle, and I take no battle damage. The reason that Marbled Rock is important, like I mentioned, is because of MARINCESS wave. If the opponent tries to do something, I can, lock up a choke point for them with the wave, negate a monster effect, and then make my Marbled Rock unaffected by card effects for the rest of that turn. So off Marbled Rock effect, I also return the Coral to be recycled and used next turn. And yeah, this board is obviously pretty weak. So the opponent reveals that they are indeed on machine OTK. They pitch evenly matched because obviously it's useless. Grab 2 machines from hand. Okay, we're going to Maxi now because again, we know that like the special summon when they have nothing on the field sometimes. But they're going to go ahead and normal summon this card and then reveal 3 Earth Machine monsters, and I add 1 randomly to their hand. So out of all of these cards, the Duracan isn't a big deal because again, we'll draw off of it. Same with the Super Bullet Express. The worst one we can give them is Machina Citadel because they can just discard this with the other card they brought to their hand, the Fortress. And then with this in the graveyard now, they get a free special summon. And then this card obviously is very powerful because you can target 1 machine monster they control, destroy all monsters I control with attack less than that machine monster. So that's really bad. Of course, I do indeed give them the Citadel, and then they discard it and bring out Fortress. So Fortress tries to suicide with Marbled Rock. I should also say what made this match so intense is I had to think a lot, and I was basically under 60 seconds like for most of the duel. So I opt to save the Marbled Rock by discarding Fiscalis, which is the 1 card we drew off of the Fortress being summoned from our Maxi. This is good because MARINCESS Dive can bring back Fiscalis and then trigger to special summon Basilima from hand. So I get 2 free summons off of this, which is nice. They suicide the Metal Cruncher, which will trigger Citadel to come back, and then Citadel will beat over the Marbled Rock. No sense in discarding Basilima here because even if I save this Marbled Rock, they just activate this effect, pop the Marbled Rock anyways. If I try to wave it, that's fine, it survives, but then my turn, they have this effect live again. I need to save this for my turn, hopefully, right? Because they can just pop my field. Whatever I try to build, they can just pop it. So we draw Maxi off of the second summon. They set 1 and pass. They probably know I have evenly matched also because at the end of this battle phase, with just these 2 cards on field, I thought for about 10 seconds to think if I did want to activate evenly to force them to pop their own Citadel maybe, if they did want to activate it, but I opt not to. They set 1 and pass. I draw Signet Mining, which is really good actually. They have a Solemn Judgment, the only thing that stops evenly out of a 50 card stack. So okay, sure, let's go main phase 2. Normal summon Basilima and link off into Sea Angel. The reason for this is because we're going to grab Ocean and we want to try to see if the opponent wants to pop with the quick effect here, right? Because they know we have Dive and they know we have some extension, so they're being very careful about when they want to pop. They probably want to pop when they know we have no further extension, right? They don't know we have Wave. So we're going to activate Ocean here, activate Mining, pitch the Maxi, and grab a Blue Tang. Why is this important? Because MARINCESS Dive going to activate, bring out Fiscalis, and then bring out Blue Tang, which is going to dump a card. Okay, so that dumps Seahorse. This is all extension for later this turn or next turn. But again, I'm probably going to get OTK'd if I don't do something now. So you might think at this point the opponent probably should activate the Machine Citadel because then it clears my whole field, right? But what extension would I have? I don't think I have any extension here, right? So yeah, them not popping Machine Citadel here, is that a misplay? Because obviously they don't know what my last card in hand is. But I don't think I used my normal summon yet. Oh no, I did use my normal summon. So what else could I have here? Yeah, this is a misplay on the opponent's side if they don't pop Machine Citadel here. Because I'm aware of this, right? I'm like, what do I do here? I can't go Coral, I can't go Crystal Heart and try to make things I could maybe go Crystal Heart with bringing in the extra monster zone, then it would be unaffected, but then I'd have no other extension anyways. I can't go Blue Slug. Again, as soon as I start doing stuff, the opponent's probably going to pop. And maybe that's what they were waiting for me to extend it a little bit more. So what I do here is actually go straight into Triangle, right? And I'm going to trigger both Battle Ocean and the Blue Slug. The Blue Tang here. Now, triggering Ocean will prompt the opponent to trigger Citadel, because this thing is going to get bigger than any machine monster they have, which will make it unaffected by the quick effect. So we're going to go ahead and activate our trigger effects. The opponent chains Citadel. Now, of course, because we have that Link 3 on board, we can activate Wave to negate the Citadel, which is super clutch. So not protecting the Marble Rock on turn 2 was actually clutch because it allowed me to bait out the opponent's Solemn. Because if I would have kept Marble Rock on field, that evenly wouldn't have been able to been activated, right? So it ends up working out here. We negate the Citadel, and I think it's only till the end of the turn. Yeah, until the end of this turn. So unfortunately, it's not permanegate, but we make Triangle 3500. And at this point, I'm also on like, I think 60 seconds or less. So I'm really crunched for time. Off of the top decks, this took me like 10 seconds to think for some reason. The excavation of Blue Tang, we grab Spring Girl. Okay. Now my stupid butt isn't thinking here, because again, I'm probably on like 30 seconds at this point. I bring out Spring Girl. I could have gone full extension because I haven't used any of the Link 1s yet. I could have gone into Blue Slug, summon Blue Slug, bring back Seahorse, and I use my normal summon. So special summon Seahorse to this zone that Coral points to in the corner here. Okay, link these off, go into Coral effect, bring back whatever, and then, or even just go into Crystal Heart, then Crystal Heart link off, go into like Bubble Reef or Aqua Argonaut. Like, I could have had so much extension here, and I just don't do it. Because I'm so strapped for time, I go into Aqua Argonaut immediately, and instead of setting up further resources, yeah, I just screw myself here. And I forgot that I used the battle phase, so I just end my turn. Off of the Spring Girl mill, we mill a Signet Mining, which is actually okay since we have nothing in hand. So now I'm just like, okay, I'm screwed, because the opponent probably has easy extension. Sure enough, they do. They go into the Gustav Max. And again, I didn't summon this card with Crystal Heart, right? So it can be affected by card effects, and regardless, it's going to get beat over by a Juggernaut. So they do 2,000 damage with Gustav, they go into Juggernaut, and then they're going to pump up Juggernaut to 6,000. Okay, and I can't stop that. Unfortunately, they can only attack with one monster when they activate this effect, so, you know, that's fine. They go ahead and they tribute off for Crab Crane, and they bring this spell for Outrigger Extension, which makes it so that the Xyz machine monsters they control can't be targeted with card effects. So I'm like, okay, how am I going to out this now? It's 6,000, I obviously can't beat over it. I can't target it to bounce it with something. But right now, while it looks pretty dire, this is the power of MARINCESS. And you know, I'm a terrible player right now with MARINCESS. I don't have the same level of play, obviously, as Floanderies or Salamangreats. But I have Pascalis, which can banish itself from grave to bring back Dive, and I have Ocean up so I can special summon from deck. And I also have Coral Triangle in grave, which can banish itself and bring back Link monsters up to Link rating 3. A combination of monsters or just one Link 3 monster. So I'm not out of it yet. I top deck a Duster, which is actually half decent. So I don't have to bounce this card and then try to bounce this card later on. I can just Duster. It's not the best, but hey, it's going to work for right now. Get rid of the extension. Banish Coral. Bring out Marbled Rock. So again, I'm on like 70 seconds right now, and each action is taking time. I bring back the Dive, activate Marbled Rock, bring back Blue Tang from grave, activate Dive to bring out Pascalis from deck since I banished the one in the grave already. This is going to trigger, activate, and special summon the blue Tang, which is going to trigger to dump a Mandarin. This thing is special summonable from the graveyard, which is amazing. Now again, I'm on like 60 seconds. Instead of thinking things through and going through link ones, like go into Blue Slug, recurse Seahorse, special summon Seahorse, go into Coral, bring back something, go into Crystal Heart, you know, whatever, go into extension, and I can return Aqua Argonaut back to the extra deck off of Coral and then special summon it out. My butt isn't thinking, and I just go straight into Coral. So I lose the 2 extra free resources by going into Blue Slug and getting back Sea Angel. And I get a dive off of the Excavation, which, you know, can't be used this turn, but maybe follow up next turn if I survive. Activate Coral, bring back the Sea Angel, and then activate Mandarin effect to special summon it to the zone that Marble Rock points to. Link off, go into Crystal Heart to try to make my Aqua Argonaut unaffected, but I don't have Aqua Argonaut, so I have to go into Bubble Reef and then trigger the Coral to return the Argonaut, and then link off a total of 7 links, link 3 and a link 4, just to go back into Aqua Argonaut. Why I'm activating this card right now is pointless, wasting more time activating Ocean, because again, I'm on like less than 20 seconds. And then I just bounce Argonaut and bounce the Juggernaut back to the extra deck. I just have to hope the opponent can't summon something and go for game. They have nothing activatable in the graveyard. Sure enough, they top deck nothing. And they just attack for 21, set 2. One of these cards they kept in hand from before, so probably nothing. But they play over 50 cards. And I'm just like, if one of these cards is a Solemn Judgment, I'm going to lose it, because I think I actually could go for game with 36 that the opponent has left. Since my Aqua Argonaut was returned to the extra deck, I'm pretty sure I could bring it back out. So I top deck evenly matched, useless because I have Ocean face up on the field right now. Go ahead and activate Dive. The opponent thought here for a good 60 seconds. You can see here we're targeting one non-link monster in the graveyard. We're going to try to target Blue Tang here. Yep. And the opponent, again, thought for like 60 seconds. They actually Solemn the Dive. And I'm just like, yeah, that's annoying. Out of 50 cards, over 50 cards, they drew 2 Solemns. Like, come on, man. But hey, that's how the game goes sometimes. But again, because Solemn Judgment negates the activation, we can banish the second Piscalis in our graveyard, bring back the Dive, and activate the once per turn Dive again, bring back Blue Tang. I'm on like 67 seconds at this point. Dump the Mandarin, go into, finally using my brain and going into Blue Slug, bring back the Seahorse, activate the Excavation, get a Spring Girl. And you might be thinking like, you're lucky. Sure, I'm a little lucky here, but you got to remember, my opening hand was terrible. So I got a lot of MARINCESS cards left in my deck. It's only like natural that I excavate some of them, right? Because I had one in my opening hand. Like, what do you expect? So I don't even consider this that lucky. But again, I did misplay quite a bit in this match because I was under the timer. So bring back the Seahorse, special summon Seahorse, go into Coral because we have no more Sea Angel in our extra deck. We've used up both and there's nothing really to search anyways. Coral effect, bring back the Crystal Heart. So we got a combination of Link 4 on the field. Go off into Aqua Argonaut here. Now, activate Coral and just bring back the Wave. Sure, that's fine. Go ahead and activate Ocean. I think I'm on like 10 seconds at this point. Now, again, just thinking things through, I probably just should have bounced the face down card just to be safe, because this card is unaffected by any card effects right now, right? Because it used Crystal Heart as material and we have Ocean on field. But like I said, I'm pretty sure this was nothing, and even so, I can just attack directly, and this can't, even if this was like a Mirror Force or like any like Storm, like anything, it wouldn't matter because this card would be unaffected. So I just end up bouncing the Spring Girl and the monster because I'm like, let me just not even bother triggering like the Citadel by beating over that monster. I'm just gonna go straight for game, and somehow we end up coming back and winning that game despite all the misplays. Because I was so hard under the timer, I don't even know how we came back and won that. So a pretty tough match overall. So GG's to this opponent. But yeah, that was my most intense duel personally, just because of the timer, really. So hopefully you enjoyed that match, guys. More Master Duel content coming. So again, a like on the video would help, and a comment to let me know what you think. But thank you for watching if you made it this far. Quantum is out.